All right, guys, I gotta interrupt your conversation here because we are gonna
Well,
start the
fuck you,
classroom.
noob sauce.
So as people are coming in, really quickly, if you do have a beer, this is after hours in the classroom in the university. Let's open this. I wish I was able to open this with my right hand, but there we go. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, brothers.
So I am drinking
Cheers.
Founders Solid Gold Premium Lager.
Mm.
So if Founders is ever watching, I like the beer, so hook it up.
Yeah. Sponsor the frat house.
I got some breakfast stout in the fridge right now.
So let's start before we get into.
I have no idea what I bought.
He's got the mystery beer. So before we get into what we're smoking, let's get into what we're drinking. So I am obviously drinking the Founders Solid Gold, pretty good lager. I like it from time to time. I don't drink all the time, but when I do, I enjoy this one. So Travis, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a cherry Coke and Sailor Jerry's spiced rum.
So you have the Sailor Jerry's in one cup and the cherry Coke in another, or you mix them?
No, it's a mixed drink, bro. I'm a classy broad.
Gay! Okay, Bracken, you're up. What are you drinking?
Today we got the Golden Wave, Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona.
Nice. What does that taste like?
It's just like a pretty typical ale, but it's got like a really good flavor.
All right. And Derek, your mystery beer. Tell me about it, brother.
I heard you really called it with the old English.
It's called Southside. It's an ale from Oregon. Apparently, it's called Let It Snow. And I went in the beer store and I saw my friend that I always get wasted with when I'm in there. So I grabbed a beer and got out of there before I was late.
You're like, yeah, great. I haven't seen you in forever. Give me my fucking beer.
I'm into this guy and I'm drinking. I will be there all night. That's how it is with this friend.
Oh, he's one of those guys who could talk your ear off.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
Chris
I get
Fernandez.
wasted.
So really quick, before we actually get into the creators portion, I wanted to do a couple quick shout-outs and talk about a couple things that were happening in the community. First up, I wanted to give a shout-out to Ultimate Hookah. Now, if you're not familiar with Ultimate Hookah, don't be discouraged, because I wasn't familiar with Ultimate Hookah. Travis knew about it. I think Bracken knew about it. Maybe Derek even knew about the site. I wasn't familiar. I never ordered from them before, but they have an awesome sale going on, and it seems to be a constant thing where, you know, every week they add newer products, not newer to the market, but newer to that section of 50% items that are marked down. And we will get into what Bracken and what other guys have gotten, but I love what they're doing. They're really creating a buzz for people who are somewhat on a budget and want to buy something new. I know it's very hard from time to time. You see a lot of people buying new pipes. Not all of us are blessed with the almighty dollar like, you know, Travis is. So we can't all have 900 hookahs in our house and sleep with them and cuddle and make beds for them. So we have to budget ourselves. So in order to budget, we turn to sales in the hookah community, whether it be people we know, or, you know, someone may be saying, hey, listen, I'm kind of done with this pipe. Does anyone want it? So we get it at a discount. Now, ultimatehookah.com, I believe that's the website. They have a couple pipes up there. They just had a crazy fire sale on B2s. Now, I seem to be the only person not with a B2. I missed it. I slept on the sale. I didn't get the Reaper. And, well, Bracken, I'll let you go with what you got in a second. But I really like what they're doing. Definitely keep your eye up. I think his name is Rula and Neiman. Neiman. They are the guys, the brainchilds behind what's happening over there at ultimatehookah.com, and I really appreciate what they're doing.
And Chris, just for anybody who doesn't know, Ultimate Hookah has been around for like forever. They are from back in the forum days.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, those guys are legit.
They're not new.
No.
Yeah, they're not new at all. They're seasoned vets, and they do a great job.
Like Travis said, they're not new in the hookah game, but the sale that they have going on is definitely a new thing. They are, every week they are refreshing with new items. I think they just put up a full collection of glass hookahs up there. So if you are on the market and you wanted to actually get your hands on a nice glass piece, definitely head over to the website and check it out. If anyone's interested, you can like PM me. I will send you the link and you can check it out. Really nice guys. I had a nice conversation with them before. about everything
And
that they're doing.
for all of our members, we're going to have a Ultimate Hookah discount code coming in very soon. So keep on the lookout for that. We'll announce it.
It's very cool. Again, I would love to plug the Phoenix HMD. I've been using this thing religiously, as you can see. It's been taking a beating because I've used it all the time. Really quick, guys, since I have you here, what is your preferred method with smoking with this, or do you not have it? Do you have it? You guys can just chime in whenever you want.
I don't know.
I use it like any other HMD. You pack a little higher. You want to just gently touch the bottom plate, or not the bottom plate because it's a solid piece, but you just run it. It works well.
Bracken?
I don't have one. I hope to have one in the next week or so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's really good. It's one of the few, if not the only, efficient HMD that you can preheat. Please, people, stop fucking preheating your Lotuses. For the love of God, if I see another fucking picture with a Lotus melted on a hot plate, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh
Derek,
man, if Chris was around 3 years ago, he probably would have already ended it all.
I just would have shot myself and hung myself with my lanyard. Derek, did you get a chance to get your hands on a Phoenix HMD?
Yeah, actually.
Do you have the Generation 1, the V1?
Yeah, so I have the V1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited because I just got the email for the new lid, so I should be getting that pretty soon. And I'm hyped about that because I did have some issues with mine sticking. So I stopped using it for a little while because I got a little frustrated.
Yeah, I definitely hear you. It was
all on it's really good, and the quality of the metal, like it's not comparable to the other ones in the market.
It's the only one not made from recycled aluminum.
Right, and I've actually enjoyed it more. I think I haven't really put it through its proper paces, but I really did enjoy it with foil.
It's great because like I've heard some people use it with foil.
I've done it.
I haven't really been able to get a good session using it with foil, but I have used it with the Mason Bowl, the Onyx. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings on the Onyx or whatever. I had a really good session with the Onyx. I think it fits perfectly on that bowl, but it also fits really good on basically any bowl that I've used it. Even the 80x80, which is a smaller bowl, still covers it really nicely. So that's something I wanted to talk about. Shout out to Ron and Neve and all those people over there. Really good product. I'm excited for when they actually launch this product with the new lids, the second generation. Because I know some people are still waiting on getting their lids and stuff. So there's that. Also, not to be outdone, I've been using my Don Bowl a lot more now. Because I've been smoking more and more blonde leaves, and I've been wanting a little bit longer sessions than what I get out of the 80x80, and maybe I don't feel like dense packing something or semi-dense something, which will lead me into my next product. But this Buffalo Bowl, man, if you put a HMD on this, man, this shit will rip for like 2 hours plus. I love this thing. Have you guys had a chance to get your hands on some Don Bowls?
Yeah.
I got the whole milk dip collection. So I got the Evil, the Turkish, and the Classic. I'm a big fan of them.
I've got the Turkish, the Evil, the Buffalo, the Pirate, and one other one I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure, Travis, you're like me. We basically collected everything they had.
Yes, anything that they sell, I generally buy. I'm looking at the Odin handle across the room.
The Odin handle, I will be getting one of those when I go to Chicago. Big shout out to Gregory and Dimitri, our brothers from different mothers over there in Chicago. We'll be seeing them soon. Sky Hookah Distribution. If you haven't checked out the website, they've actually added a whole bunch of new products. They're one of the premier places where I like to go and look at craft bases because they have all different colors. It's really easy to look at. If you have any questions, they're one of the few people who are really easy to get a hold of. I mean, the average response time between those guys combined is like 5 minutes.
They take shifts, I guarantee it.
Yeah, go ahead, Derek. What were you saying?
Those guys, I was trying to figure out when I bought my sister her Union, what base I wanted to put with it. I messaged them, and they later that day they went live with me in a video chat so that they could just walk around the warehouse and show me every base I was looking at in person, and took the time to do that with me, and that was awesome.
Yeah, no, they're great dudes, and I think their customer service really speaks to, I know a lot of people are put off about the site because we were going to keep it real on the show, 100%, not sugarcoat anything. A lot of people are put off by the shipping costs of the website. But remember, guys, if you buy over $50 worth of stuff, they have a free shipping code, and I know I've talked to them before, and it doesn't automatically come off when you go to the checkout. It won't automatically come off. You have to put like free ship or whatever the code is. You can always hit them up, and they give you the code, which will drop the price down dramatically, and you're paying just the cost of the item, no matter where you are. And most of the items you're going to be buying from them are going to be over $50. So most of the times you're going to be buying from the website, you're basically going to just never pay for shipping, and that's something I really like, and that's not something that you're going to get on a lot of sites. Automatic, almost everything you buy is free shipping, which is fantastic. And I think the last thing I want to touch on when we're talking about tobacco, I've recently tried Hooked on Hookah. Now, this is a different brand, man. Like, the cut is different. You're going to notice a lot more stems in here. I will do a review on this when I get back to actually doing reviews and not playing World of Warcraft with these fucking plebs. So, Hooked on Hookah is very unique. So you can order, what I ordered 100-gram packages. And I was a little bit confused when I was in the checkout, when I was like looking at flavors and stuff, because you can add up to 3 to 4 flavors in any order of 100 grams or whatever size you want. So say you want mint, you can buy straight 100 grams of mint, which is cool. But hey, say you like blueberry, say you like, pomegranate or whatever other flavor they have, you can have them add it to it and mix it. Sorry about that. I gotta mute my phone. This is so unprofessional. I am so sorry. I know.
No, but it is really cool what they do. I also have smoked Hooked on Hookah. I have four different flavors right now. One of mine is grape, blueberry, and lime. Another one is like peach, raspberry, and lemonade. So it's like you can pretty much make whatever you think of.
And if you're like me, where I'm like, I don't really know all the time. Like, if I'm shopping on a new brand, I might like blueberry from like Trifecta, right? But blueberry, is a very hit or miss flavors with different vendors, so you don't know if you're gonna like blueberry from a different company. So they also have, like right here, I have Mojito Mint. I don't know if you could see that, Mojito Mint, blah blah blah. I went with because they say you don't know what you want. They do have pre-mixes that you can click in the drop-down menu. So hey, if you don't know what you want, try one of the mixes. I got what is it? Lucky Charms was another one. They sent me The Hobbit, which was pretty cool because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I love that stuff. So right away, I saw The Hobbit. I love it. But that's something I wanted to touch on. These are a couple things I just wanted to mention. So Hooked on Hookah, thank you for having a unique smoking experience and allowing the people to try I guess shisha in a different way, because when you order flavors, you order, okay, I need 100 grams of this flavor, I need 100 grams of this flavor, 100 grams of this flavor, and I'll make like Trifor, so I'll make like, whatever mix I like. But they're actually letting you mix everything into the 100 grams, and it also tastes a little bit different when everything's mixed together. Really quick, let's get over to the chat, because I see people are starting to kind of trickle in here. We got Stefan, what's up? Badia, my buddy. What's up, or Badi, however you want to say his name. You have Tony, you have Caleb, you have a whole bunch of people. You got Mr. Paul, you got George Martinez. Wow, you got a lot of people in here. Matt Desin, this is great. Thank you guys for joining us. So today we have a unique, a special classroom because we have a new creator among us. And no, it's not Derek Moses. He's created enough shit. Everyone knows about Moses hoses. And really quick about Derek Moses's hose here. I got the one he made for me. Still going strong, man. I like this one. The first one you made me, man, I beat that shit to Kingdom Come. This new wrap, man, this thing is gonna stand the test of time. It doesn't even have a scratch on it. I want to say this. I think we were talking about what was the company that just came out? Work Bun. We were looking at Work Bun and different products from them. They have really good tongs, really nice products, but they also had on their drop-down site there, they had leather-wrapped hoses. And if you could see from their pictures of leather-wrapped hoses, just from them being coiled up, they looked like they were already starting to show wear and tear just by being coiled up. And that's not a good That's not a good look, Derek. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's going to stand the test of time, because as you can see here, I have a bunch of pictures below me here of Derek's hoses wrapped up, and they look pristine. They keep that nice glossy finish. They don't crack. And when you're working with leather, Derek, can you please enlighten us not only how hard it is to work with leather, but how hard it is to keep that nice pristine look? I mean, you have to know what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't have one of their hoses. I can't speak of the quality of the leather that they're using or anything like that. But if you like, they were even posting pictures in the groups and whatnot, and you can see the wrinkle the most. You're not going to see that in mine. You might see a little at the hose board part where it actually like bends. You might see a little bit of rippling, but there has folds in it. And that's a function of the quality of the leather, a function of the tightness of the stitch. And you can see the one that Travis has is one of the earliest ones that I've made, and you can see like his doesn't have that problem.
Nope.
You know, it starts with the quality of the leather. I'm buying stuff that people are making fashion stuff with. You know, it's the same stuff. You might see a high-end bag made out of, you know, jackets, stuff like that. That's the same kind of leather I'm buying that people are using to make that. Then beyond that, you know, it's all about making sure all you know, every single hole on my hose is hand punched.
Yeah.
It's punched by my hand. It has to be exactly even, or else it'll start to twist. It'll start to you know, ripple. And then on top of that, the stitch is really tight. It has to be. It has to be the perfect amount of. So like I use a hose, a silicone that's purposely very flimsy. If you were to use this hose on its own, you wouldn't be able to use it. It would just kink and bend all over the place. But the leather adds stability to that hose, which gives you a finished product that's very flexible, but also going to hold up. And you know, when I'm sometimes I got to wrap my fingers and whatnot because I'll literally, you know, rip my hands open pulling this thread. So you know it's tight when you know have to do those kinds of things, and it can be too tight and kink the hose, or it can be too loose and kink the hose. You can actually pull it too tight where the threads will actually, you know, cause a kink in the hose. But then if it's not tight enough, the hose will also kink. So it's a function of a bunch of different things that work, and all aspects from buying the quality product and thread to finishing it and doing work.
I definitely think, I mean, people might be a little off-put at the price that Derek is selling the hoses, but you have to understand what you're buying. And when you compare it to anything that's even in the same ballpark of what Derek's making, you're getting a steal on the overall product, the longevity, the ability to customize it, whatever color scheme you want. You can have it engraved with your name, like my first one up there, and I know a lot of other people. You have this really cool hose that I have here in the shot, the slideshow here, where it has like a saying on it, and it looks really amazing. I mean, like the ability to have like a custom hose that goes with the base, it speaks volumes, and I really appreciate it. You know, I'm a fan of what you do, and I don't think people realize how much work and how much, you know, the material you use is premium material that he uses to make these hoses. So the price in my eyes is definitely justified. You know, it's great. It's a great hose. I like it. As you can see here, I'm trying to kink it up, and you can see how smooth it is. You can see the stitching is holding up very well. You know, it would be funny if like one of these stitches pop off here, and then I would be like, oh, well, you know, I have nothing to say now.
The other thing is that Derek is always improving his product, even from when he first started. I believe you were using like Kaya handles, and now you're using your own stainless fittings and handles, and they're really nice and heavy. I know I've used Jeremy's, and it's a premium product.
Yeah.
It's definitely for the enthusiast who really wants to, you know, step their game up and really complete that.
Right.
It's
not with any premium product, and that goes for hookahs, that goes for bowls, that goes for bohemian glass bases, and it goes for hoses. With any premium product, there's a certain market that appreciates the premium product, and there's a certain market that says that that's not necessary. It isn't necessary, but for the enthusiast, that has a collection and that wants to match things and wants to personalize things, you know, the hose is a very long piece of material of a premium setup. You know what I mean? It's 60, 70 inches long. And when it's just silicone, it's just kind of sitting there on your... Yeah, it is what she said.
She better.
But Derek, we will get into more about the hoses. I want to get over the Bracken. Now, Bracken, unmute your fucking self, and let's get into this. Now, unmute yourself, goddammit. There we go.
I'm here.
Bracken, this is his first, I guess his first classroom, obviously. His first time really doing an interview, and I hope it's not the last. Let's talk about your product, man. You've been selling this product like hotcakes. A lot of people are interested in having a customizable mat. Now, I think when it comes to packing shisha, what we pack it on is very important. We want to keep a certain level of cleanliness, and we I guess it's been overlooked for some time now, where it's been like, you know what? We're constantly looking down, constantly packing mats. We're just looking at like a regular cutting board or like a shelf or whatever you're packing on. And it's nice to have that part customized as well. Can you tell me what sparked the idea of being like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking make some pack mats, man. I'm gonna make something that's like, you know, that can customize to every single individual, you know, because really when it comes down to packing, we all have our different packing methods. We all follow kind of the same rules, but we all pack a little bit different from the next person. And I think, you know, having this just is another added flair on top of showing, hey, this is another thing that, you know, is unique to you. What made you make these mats, basically?
Yeah, that's an interesting story. So my wife paints her fingernails, as I'm sure most women do,
Yeah.
and she didn't want to get acetone on the kitchen table.
On a side note, you see how he's leading with the wife? This guy is getting brownie points, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you do it. This is professional. Write down the notes, because this is how you get in the good graces of the ladies in our lives. Go ahead, Bracken.
Yeah, so when she was doing her nails, she didn't want to get acetone on her table and ruin the finish. So we found these flexible cutting boards, and we would purchase them. And she would just lay them down and do her nails, and it worked out great. So she only needed one, and there was an extra one lying around, and so I just kind of snagged it and threw it in my shisha station, and I just started packing my bowls on it. It really kind of spawned from this, like, hey, Bracken, you know, you got shisha all over the counter. Go clean it up. You know, at dinner time, you're cooking dinner. You don't want to get shisha in whatever you're cooking. I mean, we all like to smoke it, but we do not want to eat it. So that's really how it started. We had these. I've been using this one for quite a while. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of beat up. And then we transitioned me and my wife have an Etsy shop, and we transitioned it from a kind of a custom vinyl printing on like cups and stuff, and like bachelorette gifts to like an earring shop. So we have this vinyl cutter that's sitting there, and I'm just looking at it. And Derek's starting to come out with all these amazing hoses, and you just kind of see this community kind of growing around the customization of your space, right? So you got the base that you want, you got the stem that you want. You know, Brandon George and Kyle from Relics, they're making these awesome bowls that are you know, art pieces in themselves. So I got with my wife. We started printing some vinyl, and the end result is a pack mat. And so it just kind of adds just a little bit of flair to when you're packing your station. I mean, obviously this works fine, but it just works. That's all it does.
Yeah,
but
I'm actually gonna redo you real quick right here. Just keep talking. I'm just gonna so I can get you more in the overall picture here, so we can kind of get the product in there. Right, so I'm gonna get Derek out of your shot here. There we go. Goodbye, Derek.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, so it started just kind of customizing them, and this is what we have. I enjoy using them. I use mine every day, and you know, I'm really kind of trying to be rough with it. I want to be more rough with it than I think a consumer will be, so that I can actually put it through the pages.
Yeah.
And you know, that's how we got our start. I don't know if you can hear me over Travis making a lot of noise over there.
Well, that's interesting. But when did you decide to be like, you know what, this is a product I can bring to the consumer market?
It started in August, and I kind of just started playing around with the idea. Kind of started to mess around with it, and many people don't know, but Chris actually has the first PackMat ever made.
I do.
For somebody, and so we started by putting the vinyl on the top of the mat, and so that was the easiest way. The vinyl that we had at the time had a really nice matte finish on it, so it looked really crisp. And then through kind of people using it, trial and error, we realized that it can't go on top because that's where your shisha goes, that's where your bowl goes, and there's just no way that your custom vinyl lettering is going to last if you're packing a bowl, if you're mixing up your shisha, if you chop it up with a knife. If you catch the vinyl with a sharp knife, you just cut it, and it could peel off and stuff like that. So then we kind of switched it. We actually put it on the back. So this is what a PackMat looks like in the reverse. We print everything with a reverse image and stick it on the back. And then it takes a little bit more time because you have to make sure there's no air bubbles and you have like a flawless scene there. But yeah, this is what we got.
That's very interesting. Like now, like how much time goes into each mat? Because I know Derek is like in the sweatshop in the dark, like toiling away. He looks like Gollum after like 5 hours of doing all these hoses and stuff for people. Like how long does it take you from start to finish to actually make a mat? Because I know it's tough to answer that because a lot of people want more intricate designs like, Travis and Jeremy, and then, you might get someone like with your logo right there, that one that you made with the PackMats. How long does that take beginning to end?
So me and my wife spent some time when we were designing the logo. Not only did we want something that had curb appeal and was catchy, but and I won't show you how we did it, but we've actually designed the logo so that when we're printing vinyl, the process is called weeding, and that's when you remove the vinyl that you don't need. So the vinyl cutter will go through and it'll cut lines. You have your positive and you have your negative space. So what you do is you just pull the you're pulling off the negative space, you're weeding it. So we actually designed the logo to be fairly simple as far as weeding goes.
Oh,
so
of course, yeah.
Our logo takes no time at all to weed, to print. The longest part, I guess, is waiting for the vinyl cutter to print, but that's just you sitting there and making sure that it doesn't, skew or go off on an angle. Sometimes that'll happen. You have to cancel it, and everything that it was cutting is ruined. But
now, what was the learning curve on this like? Because I've had my own little shares of mishaps with vinyl trying to put it on my mic piece, and I realized this isn't too easy. This is not easy. It's not like a temporary tattoo where you could just put it on, add some water, pat it down, and then rip it off. I learned the hard way that when you do that, you're just gonna rip everything off, and you're totally out on the vinyl piece that you were putting on there. Like what's the learning curve on this? What was that? How hard was it to like figure out like exactly what to do with this?
So I don't know if I can fully answer that because I'm still in the learning curve currently.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and my wife do this together, so that was a fun marriage exercise for us on like how to have healthy communication when we're frustrated.
Is this something they're gonna add in marriage counseling one day? Vinyl exercises?
Maybe. I mean, if you don't do it right, it's super
Do it yourself PackMats by Bracken.
Yeah.
For you and your significant other.
So yeah, I mean, I would say I'm still in the process of kind of mastering the craft. It just takes a little bit of patience and just that attitude of like I'm gonna get this right. Same with Derek. He stitches them and he takes the time and he does it right. And if you get in a rush, you'll get an air bubble and it'll mess up your entire vinyl. If you can't get the bubble out, then guess what? You're peeling it all off. You're cleaning the entire mat from all the residue left over, and you're starting from scratch again. So,
that's crazy. It sounds like a very tedious process. Like to us, that we like you're doing them, so you're in it right now. You know what to look out for. But I feel like for the layperson, as talented as Derek is with his hoses, I'm feeling like if he goes into vinyl, he's gonna be like, "Fuck this! I'm going back to hoses."
It's a totally different process,
Totally different.
Every person that's making the process for doing something, and there's a learning curve that comes with it.
Yeah, I would assume so, guys. You guys are way more crafty and talented with your hands. I'm talented with my hand in other aspects. But hey, but let's talk about really quick. You guys are smoking the B2s, right?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, so we got the B2. So as I was talking about before with Ultimate Hookah, man, with their sale, Bracken, can you possibly show us what you got off the website and how much you paid for it?
So my hookah's next to my desk, and I would have to like make you have motion sickness by moving my webcam.
Okay.
But, if you look at the pipe that Derek's using, or maybe the pipe that Travis is using, just change the color to gold. And so I picked up a gold full-size B2 stem from those awesome folks over at ultimatehookah.com. Check them out. And I got it for $98.70-something shipped.
Steal.
He stole it.
And that's with shipping.
He went into the
fucking
warehouse and
stole
he went into the warehouse and literally stole that shit.
I took my vinyl cutting needle in there, and I was like, now listen.
So I actually have a picture here. I will post it up. Boom, there you go.
Worked out really well. I got the stem at a deal, and Jeremy from Hookah University put me on to a tray on eBay that I got for $35 shipped. So I'm looking at a stem and tray setup for sub 130.
Nice. Did the base also come with it or no?
No, that base was one of the first hookah bases I've ever purchased. I got it at a cigar shop. The lady was like, yeah, I picked up this base for, I think it's called hookah. She didn't know what she was, but she's like, it's been sitting here forever, so what do you want to pay for it? And I was like, I don't know, $10. She was like, if you give me a $10 bill right now, you can walk out with it. So it's been good to me ever since.
It's always nice when you buy like a new product and you can use an old product that's been on the shelf with it. That's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, I mean this base has seen every pipe I've owned full size from my first Namor to my KM full size. I put my Regal on it. Now it's got my B2 on it. It's been there with me.
Oh, that base has been pimped out. That is a tricked ass fucking base. That base has seen a lot of piping action, huh?
Yeah. The more I look at it, I caught what you did there.
Hey, yeah.
the more I look at it, the more I kind of want to see if I can put vinyl on it.
Oh, I think so. I think it's clean enough that you can. I would like to see some vinyl, actually, on some bare bones stuff. So really quick, I want to show you guys what I got. $40, baby.
Wait, let me go grab my haul.
This is a nice Syrian pipe, mid-size.
That's a nice one.
Came with the nice vase and everything, man. For $40, you cannot go wrong with this thing. Now, I want to let people know that you are buying stuff at a discounted price, right? So, if it comes not as like advertised, you're buying something as is. If something was marked down from $180 and you're buying it for $40 and it comes a little dinged or maybe a little bit of rust, you got to deal with it. Okay? I don't want to hear any people complaining, oh, it's not what I wanted, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, you're getting a steal on this thing and you should be happy that you got it for the price you got it for. You know? So, here we go. Travis he's showing off his hookah penis now.
Travis has his children.
So,
These are his little baby.
Three more to the family. I think I'm at 31 or 32 pipes now.
You are out of control. So Travis, you also went on the website and bought some stuff. Now can you tell me what you got there for the people who are watching and how much you paid for it?
So I've had a B2 Reaper for a while, but when I saw the deal they were doing at $55 before discount, I bought 3 more. So I bought 2 red ones and another bronze one because I love the B2 bronze.
Now, can you tell me why you fucking bought 3 of them?
So one of them I'm giving to my brother. And one of them I was going to give to somebody else. And then one of them I wanted for myself as well.
I think the real question here is why not?
That's true. For the price.
Still, I mean, but for most people, they're like, why do you have 4 of the same pipe?
Because when you travel and you have 4 friends, now you're taken care of.
Yeah. I just like to collect pipes. I have too much money and don't know what to do with it.
If you can tell, he's smoking out of his B2, but he also has, what is that over to your left there? You have another...
My beautiful DSH, which I love.
DSH compliments of Sky Hookah Distribution.
Sky Hookah Distro. It's one of the best pipes I've ever smoked out of.
So, Travis, what you're telling me is that you can smoke out of one pipe every single day for an entire month and never have to clean a pipe.
Yeah, I could use a different bowl every day for 3 months.
You have fucking issues. You have fucking issues. You need to be
I
stopped.
wish I had these problems.
Yeah, Travis
I
really
could
got.
smoke a different tobacco for an entire year.
You have all these pipes. You really have issues. Oh, wow! It's so hard being Travis with all these pipes.
I think I have one of the biggest collections in the United States at this point, from what I've been told by certain manufacturers. So
well,
I gotta keep my my streak.
You gotta have a collection when you open up the first official hookah museum in the States.
That's actually, I've joked around about that. I'm like, because people are always like, Trav, what are you selling? Like pipe wise, I'm like, nothing.
None of it.
I won't. I'm with you, dude. I won't. There's pipes I don't smoke. I won't sell them. I'm not going to sell anything.
I have a Nor Glyph, which is a copy of the Naros 29G. I will never fucking use that pipe, but I will never get rid of it either.
So really quick, we are plugging the creators here. So Derek just recently launched his Etsy site where he was selling the hoses. It's a really nice site where you can go and really look at what you're buying. I know for a long time people would hit you up and ask, hey, Derek, I want a hose. And you'd be like, okay, what color? Well, like, what color do you want? What do you want? And they're like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. And because I know because I did it. I did it to Derek. I put him. I was like, I don't know. You're the creator. It's like walking into a tattoo shop. It was like, I want a bird. Okay, what size? Where do you want it? I don't know. I just want a bird. Like, you know, I just want it to happen. Just make it happen, right? And now Derek actually has all his stuff up there to show and really, like, for you to really get, like, an artistic sense of where he's coming from and what he's able to do, which is great for people like me because I don't know what I want sometimes when it comes to creative products such as, like, the PackMat or the Derek Moses hose until it's shown to me, until I can see what it is. So that's great.
That was, you know, a big thing when I was getting started was I had these options, but people don't understand what they want necessarily all the time. So now that I have a site, you know, I spent a lot of time not just making the product and putting up photos. I really created setups because I wanted to show people what my product could add to a setup. So you know, not just a base and a hookah, but a base, a hookah, a bowl, a hose, all that kind of really create a final product, a final setup that you would be proud to own and have. So that gives people a good idea of, you know, what a hose can add to a setup. So that was, you know, I took time. I have a semi-professional photography booth in my basement where I take these pictures and spend time taking them. And that's allowed people both to purchase the ones that are available there, but also see what I can do, and then that gives them ideas for what they would want. I do both, you know, I'll make them, I'll put them up there, and I still take plenty of custom orders. I now have over 20 different hides of leather on hand.
Jesus Christ, a lot of cows.
Probably at least 35 different colors of thread on hand. So if you hit me up for a custom order, I can show you almost what your hose will look like before it's really getting into the process of making it. And I'll even, like, if someone's really not sure, I'll mock up, like, on a small piece of silicone, I'll mock up, like, 3 or 4 different color combinations so that you can really see what your final product's going to look like once it's, you know, drawn out into a hose. And, you know, that's been really helpful. I think having those pictures and really taking the time to show people setups was important. And now I have a base to work with. And, you know, I keep putting hoses up there and I keep taking custom orders. I do a little. And I also source any color thread or leather that you're looking for. So that
and it's great, as you can tell. He goes through the problems of finding the right color schemes and the right materials for you, so you don't have to. Really quickly before we get into Bracken, I wanna where can they get your stuff on Etsy? Can you give a little plug there for your items?
So yeah, the shop is etsy.com/shop/MosesCo, MOSESCO, Moses Company.
That is quite the mouthful. Is it possible that you might get a website up?
Yeah, you know, we'll get a website up eventually. But as Bracken knows, and he can expand on this as well, Etsy makes things so simple and easy for creators like us, so that we can focus on making our product and not focus on upfront costs of starting, designing, and running a website. So I will have a website eventually. It was more important to me to focus on product and get it out that way. So Etsy made that so simple, so easy. They put that in for me. And it costs me a little bit more to run it on Etsy than it would eventually through a site, but it's worth it right now. And I'm sure Bracken can expand on that about how easy it is. And they've made, not just for hookah, but for handcrafted creators of all sorts, like Bracken does other things. They've just made it so accessible and so easy for us, so that we can spend the time that we need making handmade products. It's not like we're like paying someone else to make these products, so we can focus on marketing and selling and making a website.
I don't know. I still believe you have a sweatshop in your basement next to that studio. But we will get into Bracken and letting him plug really quick. Let's get back to the chat. Let's see. Jules told Travis to throw in a bag and go to parties. She was referring to your Reapers, and I think Jules is hinting at, hey, bring a fucking Reaper, a B2 Reaper to fucking Chicago, motherfucker, because you know what's up. JT, I have the most New York accent. I was like, word? And my buddy Amir, I used to work with Amir at a hookah lounge here in New York City, and we both hated our time there so much. Amir used to be the cook. I hope he's washing his hands more now these days, but I won't shout out to what the hookah lounge. JT, either that or Boston accent. Can you please say, have you ever seen my car? I left it by the bar. It doesn't.
No, it's straight up Mr. Queens Boulevard.
Yeah, it doesn't roll the same way like in a New York accent that it does in a Boston accent. Boston accent is way more richer.
You need to park the car in Boston, yeah.
Yeah, Morris watching this naked. What's up, guys? Of course, Morris is watching it naked in his natural bear uniform, in his natural habitat out in the woods, in the grass, next to the trees, eating a steak. I don't know. Wayne Gonzalez, my boy Wayne. We will have Wayne on here. I don't want to spoil what Wayne is doing. I know what's out there, but I want to get a more in-depth classroom with Wayne. He is also a very prolific. There we go. Hold on, let me drink some more beer.
Everyone,
cheers, everyone. Yeah, there we go.
If you're in the audience, you got a beer. Now's the time. Bottoms up.
Every time we fuck up, we got a drink. How about that?
Hey man, I'm down with that shit.
Played with Wayne recently, so that was really cool.
Wayne will be on here. Hopefully, we're gonna have him with Ron. I would like to get Kyle Smith on here as well. A bunch of people talk about some new products in the industry. I love it. Amir, I love you too. You fat fucking motherfucker. I haven't seen you in forever. JT, oh my god, I can level with you, bro. I used to work in a shitty lounge in Brooklyn during my college days. I fucking right there with you. Fucking working with some of these fucking lounges are a nightmare. I love my New York lounges. I like what they're doing, but I gotta say, here in New York City, we gotta step up our hookah game. Even going to Chicago, being out in Vegas, these other places are blowing us by. I think it's about time for one of these. Yeah, one of these places have to step up and really start putting more creativity into the lounges. Let's get back, Bracken, buddy. Okay, so where can we buy your product on Etsy, and can you talk about how the ease of access on Etsy and why you use it?
Yeah, Etsy's a really fun platform for a small scale creator, like Derek was saying. And maybe Derek, you can agree or disagree, but it's actually it's so gratifying to type in a website and then it pops up and that's the product you're selling. Like, you're doing it. You're doing the damn thing, right? And it's also really awesome to have examples. Like Derek said, he put his kind of his color palettes, his schemes, his setups out there so that you can kind of start to get your own creative juices flowing. And we've kind of done something similar with our Etsy shop. You can find us on Etsy. It's PackMats, PackMatz.etsy.com.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll take you straight to the site. We offer a couple options, something kind of basic, entry level, pretty simple to make, all the way up to, virtually whatever you want. I mean, we do have a few limitations as far as like what we're able to do with vinyl and the cutting process. And
yeah, don't go too crazy with what you want. You can't get a fucking million fucking little things on the mat. You got to realize this is Bracken working on this, and he's using on the method he is using. Keep it simple, stupid, like Hookah John says. He wants to make it customizable as much as possible to fit your needs, but at the same time, you have to be fucking realistic with what you want. You can't be like, I want a portrait of my family on my fucking PackMat. I don't know, maybe that's a little weird. I don't know who would want that. Maybe like someone like Travis might want each one of his hookahs on his mat. You gotta keep it, that's 31 individual hookahs. Let's fucking keep it simple here,
Don't talk about his children.
We can be fair. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's my kids.
Hey, they're your stepchildren, okay?
Adopted.
You adopted them. You're like.
It feels like they're my own.
You're like
technically, that. Travis, you paid for them.
Yeah, you paid for them. They're like little Cambodian children. You're like the Angel. He's like the Angelina Jolie of the hookah community. He just goes to different sites and adopts different fucking hookahs and brings them home.
They need a good, loving home, and I offer that to them.
Hey, that's admirable.
Yeah, so,
my pipes are spoiled.
I really like it. I mean, you can go on either of the Etsy sites, get a good idea of what you want. If they don't have what you want, feel free to message them. They're members of the community. They will, reach out to them and be like, hey, listen, I didn't really see what I wanted, but this is what I'm looking for. It kind of looks like X, Y, and Z, what you have up on the site. Are you able to do it?
Yeah, and our custom design process is very similar to that, when you go, we have a listing on there, but if you want to hit me up or send us a message before you order, you can tell us kind of what kind of direction you want to go. We'll do a mock-up if you have like a logo or something specific that you're looking for. You send that to us. We play around with it if it doesn't work, and we can definitely make that happen. And
I was impressed, Bracken. The Hookah University logo is not easy to do in vinyl. Because of the intricacy in the tobacco leaves and the font and the flame. But you did an amazing job. Jeremy and I both
that logo really kind of helped me sharpen my skills at weeding vinyl. It really kind of put me to the test.
I'm glad to help you.
I'm not gonna say how many Hookah University logos I messed up, but it was definitely a process.
Well, it came out amazing.
Well, I'm glad. And we just wrapped up our sale for the Hookah University Pride Week. That was an awesome. Several people are going to be receiving their mats next week. About half the mats we were able to make were sent out. I sent out just yesterday, and then we got the next half that we're going to be trying to roll out next week. So
feel free to keep our mats up there as long as you want.
Okay. We changed it. It's no longer a flash sale, but it is a listing. So. It's a university mat.
I have a question. As we're on the topic of logos, Derek, can we talk about logos? Because up in the top right here, let me see if I can get it out here again. Right after the Hookah University logo on the top right of my screen, I have the logo that was made for you for Vegas. And
but Travis made it.
Yeah, I love it so much. Now, if you guys just pay attention up here, you see the PackMat's logo, which I really like. Very simplistic, very to the point. It's very nice. You'll see Derek Moses' little icon pop up here. I had to make sure I got it in.
I love that thing. I consider that my alternate logo. I do love it. I'm definitely gonna keep that as like an alternate logo. And the reason I haven't ordered my PackMat yet is because I haven't finalized my logo, which
there it is.
Is long overdue.
Thou shalt have no hose before me.
I mean, getting that in the middle of a PackMat would be fucking amazing. I think that would be pretty fucking cool.
I'll probably just order one with that on it, and then once I get my my more simple kind of modern logo, I'll order another one. That's why I haven't ordered from Bracken. I've spoken to him multiple times and told him I'm gonna order, but like I gotta design it, and I kind of have laid out what I want. I've done the same. See, now I've done that same thing to Derek before. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna order one. I just don't know what I want. And it keeps going and going and going, and it takes fucking forever for me to order it. And then I just pull the trigger on something I like.
really quickly, let's switch topics. We're gonna start wrapping this up. We have Chicago coming up. Really excited about that. Bracken, you're unfortunately not gonna be able to make it, and Derek, you're not gonna be there. Me and Travis will be there in full force at the Hookah University frat house. I want to thank everyone who was a part of that, who's coming out, who's staying with us, who's gonna make it a really good experience. We're gonna be at Sky Hookah Distribution. We're gonna be at Nino's thing. I'm not sure what the address is for Nino's. I know he switched it up. I know it's a different venue now. I'm not sure how big or how small it is.
It's bigger than the old one. Let's just say that. So there will be plenty of air to breathe.
I don't know if you guys seen the pictures of that place, but the new venue looks freaking awesome. I'm pretty hyped for you guys. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Is it on? It's on his on the Chicago meetup page.
It's also in Hookah University in the event section.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Bracken, by the way, JT here in the chat, he said he wanted a New York Rangers match, so I tagged you in that. Maybe you can talk to him about possibly.
PackMats.etsy.com. Send us a message.
There you go. Also, really quick, I just want to get your thoughts on, are there any products right now out in the market that you guys are super interested in getting your hands on?
Yeah, so my, no shame, my next product that I'll be purchasing is going to be a Derek Moses company hose. I had about $100 saved up towards it, and then Neiman decided to throw a wrench in the system and put this B2 on sale, so I had to put that on the back burner. So
I don't blame you for a second, dude.
it was a good buy. What about you, Derek? Anything out there that you're looking at getting?
I'm gonna pick up one of those Odin hoses. Those things are.
They look really sweet, man. I'm gonna pick myself one of them when I'm down in Chicago.
You know,
I'm gonna go grab mine.
I want one of those Resin King handles.
Yes,
obviously,
the Resin King handles.
Support what they're doing. Now there's another guy in Germany. What's his name? Shit.
Well, let's start with what does he make?
He's making custom handles
Uh-huh.
that are on another fucking level.
I've seen those. He makes them out of like bone.
Yeah. He's using high end wood mixed with a little bit of resin, mixed with some animal bone.
What the fuck?
Dark shit. This shit is next level. They're not for sale yet. I keep bugging him. To sell because every single one he posts, I want. But they are as high quality as it gets. I can't wait to see what he comes up with next and when he actually starts selling his
Derek,
stuff.
you're gonna have to show me the pictures of what you're talking about in the back channels here, and we're gonna have to say it.
Yo.
We're gonna have to stay in this chat after we go off live, and you're gonna have to show me what you're talking about. I gotta see this. Okay, Mr. Travi, show us up close what this hose is all about. So, how does it feel? How does it smoke?
I'll be honest, I didn't want one when I first saw it. I was like, I'm not huge into wood. And then Gregory
don't know. That's not the word on the street. You're a big wood guy.
The word on the street is a dirty lie. No, but it's super heavy. It's got really nice brass, inlay into it. It's a total quality piece. I had to pick one up when I held one in my hands. I was lucky that Gregory brought an extra one.
Yeah.
So. It's heavy as shit, which I love because I like a handle that has some weight to it.
Yeah, you like heavy wood. That's.
I love heavy wood, long wood.
Heavy handle. A lot of the community seems pretty split on that. Some want really light where they don't feel like they're holding a handle, and then some want really heavy. Personally, I like a heavy handle. And especially when you're pairing it with a leather hose, like my product,
Ooh,
you want a heavy
nice
handle.
Plug. I love it. I love that shit. He's the master of his own product now.
Slide that right in there.
If you don't have a heavy handle, the leather will pull the hose off of the table. You want a heavy handle paired with leather because when you put it down on the table, it's not going to fall off.
Talk about a heavy handle, that knurl hose right there, man. You can do some damage.
Yeah, John's a little out of control with this handle here.
I was joking around at the expo. John needs to market those knurl handles to the bouncers at hookah lounges, and they just hold them while they smoke.
They just stand there and
they just fight off the crowd.
So as we're
Oh, look, you don't ask me what I'm gonna get soon? Fuck you.
No, because you have everything. That's like me. Like, what should we buy Travis for Christmas? He has every type of shisha in like
Wrong
fucking
holiday, motherfucker.
whatever. It's Christmas, motherfucker. Conform to our shit, okay? So.
You got two Jews on here.
50-50 in this chat, all right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't want to hear shit. You guys get a lot more presents than we do. Okay, we get one day. You get a fucking whole month. Calm it down there. Okay, you guys get all the presents.
I get it
You guys get all the presents.
every day. I mean, I just buy myself gifts.
We get Christmas, and when we get baptized, we get an envelope. You guys get fucking every year, like 12 envelopes, car, a camel, fucking Derek Moses hoses, everything. I don't want to hear. You guys got it good. I don't want to hear shit. So
no, but I am in the market for a couple of things. I actually have a new black, well, not new, but I have a Naros black marble coming in, so I'm probably going to look to my other Naros stand over there for a leather hose for it. I haven't decided, probably purple, because I want to get a purple Eggerman for it as well.
All purple everything.
So I'm purple everything. I even got purple stitching on this Derek Moses hose.
So as we're closing up here, guys, Bracken and Derek, is there anything else you want to say on your products? Anything else you want to get out there? I will drop the links after this chat in the Hookah University, so people know where to check them out. Anything new coming up? Anything new you're working on, Derek? This is maybe is leather snake skin. That thing looks so cool. Like, the camera doesn't do it justice. There is a really cool picture I have here which I'll throw up. So go ahead, continue what you're doing.
Yeah. So this is like a new kind of leather that I got, and you know, when I order something like this that requires, you know, a printing or an embossing, I never know how it's going to come out. I've ordered some, like I ordered a camo printed one that I returned because it wasn't up to my quality standards. So I really wasn't sure what I was getting into when I bought this snakeskin pattern. But this stuff is top notch, and I just got this one. This is a beige and black. I also have like a pinkish hue one with some black in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice. So that's, you know, something new, a new kind of leather that I have. I'm practicing some new techniques, you know, ways to finish the hose, ways to stitch it. I will be doing a baseball stitch pretty soon. You know, something I'm capable of doing. I just haven't done it yet.
Oh man,
So
that's gonna be killer.
The baseball stitch comes like a V like this.
Mm-hmm.
So all the hoses I have right now are an X stitch. So it's like this. So the baseball stitch will go like this and kind of disappears into the leather. So anybody who's seen a baseball, it'll look like that.
Yo.
So, you know, that's something I'll be providing soon.
Yeah, you know, anyone who's ever seen a baseball, I don't know, they're pretty obscure these days. I don't know if we have a lot
The
of
Great
sports
Bambino
fans.
collection.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, man. I would like maybe I might have to pick up like a Mets hose or something.
Don't call it the Sultan of Swats.
Hey.
It's the Sultan of Clowns.
Derek, have you thought about any vegan leather for the hipster in you?
That's not
You
real.
know,
All right, guys, thank you for joining the classroom. That's all the time we have.
that's a tough thing. You know, obviously not everyone's going to be about leather, and I understand that. But that being said, leather is a very, very unique textile. It's extremely flexible, but also almost as strong as any textile you can buy. So very rarely you're going to find something that has the combination of both those properties. That's what allows me to make a leather hose that's also pink, because it's strong but also flexible. For me to get into man-made materials and start doing that becomes a whole different ballgame, because I work in my day job's in apparel manufacturing, so I know all about how this works. When you're ordering a man-made textile, you're getting a roll of fabric. And when I say roll, it's 60 inches long and you're buying hundreds of yards. You can't just buy a roll or a 2 yards, say, of a man-made textile. When you're buying these things, there's minimums. You have to buy 100 yards. You have to buy 1,000 yards. So to do that would be very difficult, because I'd be getting myself into a minimum of having to purchase, you know, 500 yards of a color. I don't need 500 yards of anything. That limits what I can make, doesn't expand what I can make. So for me to get into, you know, vegan options or non non-genuine leather, pleather, whatever you want to call it, it becomes a lot more of a different obstacle for me. So it's not something I'm exploring now because it's just too much to get into. But eventually, I'm going to explore those options and see what I can do to, small amounts that allow me to have my customizable colors and options without having to commit to so much where I can only provide one color in, a certain kind of pleather. So it will come eventually. Just
Gotcha. Bracken, now for you, is there anything else, maybe something else you kind of want to experiment with? Maybe a certain direction you kind of want to push the envelope as far as artistic ability when it comes to these mats? Is there anything down the pipeline? I know you have something. I don't want to touch on that until you're ready. But is there anything as far as what you're working on now that we can maybe see, maybe something else out of the box? I know it's hard because you're very new. You just brought this product to market. And, and you want to establish the product as is and get everyone's hands on it and see what it's about first. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple things we're working on here and there, just kind of like side projects. We do have one kind of serious path we're following down. I think you were hitting on it, but we're not going to disclose anything because it's going to be a pretty cool surprise. But, with the PackMats, we originally wanted to start out with something that's kind of fairly accessible to anybody. Like, this is a very entry-level price point item for people to jump in on.
And how much is the price point so people know?
Okay, so I think our cheapest mat is $13. We just did a sale for the Hookah Uni ones. They were $10. And they go all the way up to like $20 is kind of your run-of-the-mill price for like a standard PackMat. So you're looking at maybe $20 if you can kind of get whatever you want. Obviously, if you want something crazy, it's going to be a little bit more. But we are currently actually working on a kind of a higher tier item. So, maybe this would be something you could throw in a backpack or in a suitcase if you're traveling. The other product we're working on, a secondary SKU, is to kind of play with the idea of a higher end PackMat. So we're playing with the idea of something a little nicer, something you would leave out on the counter when you put away all your other stuff, so that people would come over and they would pick it up and they would be like, wow.
This is pretty cool. Well,
we're working on it. I
want to thank you guys for coming on, hanging out, having a beer with me. I'm almost done here.
Yeah, shout out. Thank you, Chris, for having me on. For everybody watching, we have a discount code for Chris, so go and show your love for Chris on the website.
I forgot about that. I was once in a while I get discount codes, and it's very nice for people to because it's always nice to have a little discount code, especially if you're looking at buying a new product, save a little moolah. It's very, very cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much, Derek. It's always great to have you on, the king of the hoses, and Bracken, the prince of the mats, man. You're making it happen. Thank you guys. Thank you for everyone joining, and tune in next time. Hopefully we'll have some more guests on soon. I know Chicago's coming up, so it's gonna be almost crunch time. I think we're about a week away or a week and a half away from being out there. There'll be a whole bunch of content posted from our time out there. We're gonna try to get some pictures of Travis passed out with Superior Cocos next to him to keep the tradition alive.
It's not a party unless it happens.
Yep. All right. Thank you guys.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.